now we get to go to the man of the hour because since it's just the Pro Bowl happening this weekend and we record too early in the week to try and have some of these games that go on throughout the week on this, I'm going to let Nico and Bola take over for Beats of the Week. What did Bola make up for his 1 out of 3 on his parlay?
Honestly, I don't think so, honestly. I think he might have missed because I can't even remember what he had.
And I'm letting you wear the new stripes in this video.
I know. He's struggling. But this week...
And the cigar.
He's wearing the Bengals jersey. And if he wasn't wearing the Bengals jersey, he'd be wearing the jersey I am wearing right now because he's all over Team USA for his Bula's picks this week. He is riding the Olympic wave. So let's see what Bula's got. Bula has...
Did he defect from the ROC?
Yeah, he is.
He's not best friends with Putin anymore?
He's not best friends with Putin anymore. He's an American. American down to the bone. So he's riding the American wave, even though he's not American at all, which I did not think about at all when he told me these picks. So his first one, he's feeling the wave. USA over 8.5 gold medals at minus 110. 8.5. You got to think. Michaela Schrifflin gets you maybe 1 or 2. Yeah. Chloe Kim gets you 2. You're at 4 already. Just
figure skating,
curling. You can throw a couple of those in there for gold medals, and you can get in there, and then you got a shot. So I like over 8.5 of that. Then he's riding the American women to go back to back at minus 108. USA women's hockey to win gold. Going back to back, like I said, repeating as the 2018 champions, now 2022 champs. The odds-on favorites are Canada, but we don't bet on the Canadians. We only bet on Team USA. And then finally, she wants the boys to go back to back. She wants the men's curling USA to win gold at plus 1,100. The mustache, the mean green machine that is the USA men's curling, the most electrifying, boring sport in the world. Curling is back, baby.
The cleanest sport of all time.
The cleanest sport of all time, plus 1,100 on. And yes, if you want to get frisky, all 3 of those together, plus 4,372. Those odds, $10 wins you $437, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
And for bettors out there, if you are feeling frisky, like this motherfucker did on FanDuel, we don't have a sponsor anymore, so I can say that, did on this week where he bet both championship game scores correctly on a $20 bet that won him $579,000. Then get frisky with some of these bets.
Bula, I don't know if he's talked to you about this either. I'm curious. Does the Russian curling team get the same steroids as all the other Russian athletes,
I don't think
do they get a specific doping section just for the curlers?
I don't think curling really affects because it's finesse. I mean, curling.
They're definitely on Adderall or something.
Yeah, they're focus pills.
They're on the amphetamines that Hitler gave the Germans during World War II.
I can't sleep. We are pushing the limits.
I can't sleep.
Of getting fucking killed here by the Russians or the Germans.
Well, what is Germany gonna do?
That's true.
Germany almost beat the world twice. Here, keyword almost. All right, let's go ahead and wrap things up here. Episode 76. Bull is gonna stick around still, and we got player and play of the week. I'm gonna stick. I'll go ahead and throw this out there. My player of the week. I need to make sure that we have this. Barry Bonds is not in the MLB Hall of Fame. He has now missed his window to be voted in by the Writers Association, all those guys. Here's his career stats up to 1998, which is widely considered the beginning of the steroid era. The summer of 98 was that year where Sosa and McGuire went head-to-head for the season home run championships. Barry Bonds' career stats: 1,742 games played up till 1998, 6,069 at-bats, 1,750 hits. That's a hit in 29% of all of those at-bats. 374 home runs is 22% of all of those at-bats in that time. He also carried a .314 batting average for those 12 seasons before the steroid era. When you add in those numbers, he ended over 80% of his at-bats with a home run or a walk.
It's just ridiculous.
He's the greatest baseball player of all time.
It's not even an argument, and I honestly have some strong opinions about this. I rarely ever have strong opinions about baseball, but here we are with the Baseball Hall of Fame. It is well, I heard this really well said by, I forgot who it was. I think it was someone else too. It might have been Vic Lombardi. Baseball Hall of Fame is the biggest popularity contest in sports.
It's a popularity contest that's decided by people who are pissed off that they were the nerds in fucking high school. Tom Verducci, you can't tell me, didn't wear a headgear and a retainer to his senior prom. Had no date, and now he gets the ultimate say on all of these. You can talk shit about the steroids that Clemens and McGuire and Barry Bonds and Sosa all took. They were still playing at a very high level when everybody else was taking the same steroids.
When everyone else is doing the exact same thing, and when you just inducted a guy that was tied to all... Look, David Ortiz, no one is doubting David Ortiz deserving to be in the Hall of Fame. There is no doubt that he should have been. I'm not disagreeing with that. But the fact that he was tied to it, and these other guys aren't even getting mentioned, and the other guys had a better career. Think about this. The all-time leader in hits, the all-time leader in home runs, the all-time leader in most Cy Young awards are all not in the Hall of Fame. Roger Clemens, Pete Rose, and Barry Bonds. Pete Rose, obviously, look, with how much sports betting has gone on, and the fact that he didn't bet on his team technically to lose. I mean, whether that's true or not, who knows? Like, we are past these times. And then you throw into the fact, look, whether you agree or disagree with political stances and what Curt Schilling does, it does. Look, the likes of Ty Cobb. Look up what Ty Cobb and how racist he was in his life. And that man is poster boy of all the MLB the shows, and he's in every single game, and he's in the Hall of Fame. It does not matter whether you agree or disagree with what Curt Schilling says. He had a Hall of Fame career.
We pick and choose what we do and don't accept from different people depending on what team they play
for. Exactly. And
because you can't tell me Derek Jeter wasn't on
something.
Wasn't necessarily steroids, but everybody is taking something to recover.
Mm-hmm. We are, like I said, it's become a joke. It really has. It's become a joke. Like, look, when you look at the other Hall of Fames, NFL probably is the number one by far and away. Basketball is very interesting because it's a mixture of women's college and all of that together. So it's a little bit different. But baseball, it has become we put in who we want. We liked you. You were a
can't
nice
pick
guy.
Who's going to be a Hall of Famer based on their career in baseball.
It doesn't matter. Guys look, Todd Helton, the Todd Helton argument also is very, very interesting because people are saying, well, the Coors effect is why he's not in the Hall of Fame. But then again, when you say that, that means the Rockies will never have another Hall of Famer in their career. That's all you're saying by saying that argument. They're illegitimate arguments based upon hurt feelings is one of the reasons why one of the voters, the MVP voters for football, got fired and never gets a vote again because of what he said for Aaron Rodgers. Because they respect their game. They respect their Hall of Fame. They respect their awards. They respect what the game is about.
Baseball doesn't do that.
And the absolute joke of what they've done this offseason, and that there's a good shot there's no more spring training, which is a goddamn shame because I love spring training. And I know I hate baseball. I really don't like baseball, but I love going to spring training games because it's a $2 ticket and you got nothing else to do in the Arizona heat when you're out there for school. So it's a good time. And I just it's crazy to think I can't even. Who was the old commissioner? Was it before me?
Oh man, I have no clue.
Oh, the guy before Bud Selig.
Yeah.
Bud Selig did the game right. He did everything the right way. He got the league through the steroid era. Yes, that's a black eye on the sport, but he got him past that. Save baseball. And then you have this guy who calls your trophy a piece of metal, is going to basically ruin the start of the season, and now have a baseball Hall of Fame that's as big as a joke as this is. It's ruining the game of baseball. There's a reason why, in my opinion, it's football, basketball, hockey, MMA, and then baseball. True. And I'd put maybe golf at some point.
And soccer.
And soccer, yeah. Like it's that far down the totem pole at this point.
It's a true statement. Who's your player of the week?
My player of the week is the best player in basketball right now. It's the best player in basketball by far and away.
Joel Embiid?
Oh, stop. And the clear...
Philly fans, I want you to love me.
The clear front runner for MVP. He leads the Nuggets in points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, field goal percentage, time of possession percentage, plus minus percentage. He is playing without his second and third best players, and the Nuggets are 7 games above 500, knocking on the door for another home seed. This man, in January 2022, the year of January, or month of January, well, not year of January, month of January, 26 points per game, 13 rebounds per game, only 9 assists per game, 60, 43, 88% splits. This man is just doing shit that has never been done in the game of basketball, and people don't acknowledge him as even in the MVP conversation. The bar for Nikola Jokic to win MVP is so fucking high because no one really wants him to win it. I can say something really ridiculous, but I'm not going to. Wants him to win it because of the European freaking standpoint on him. But man, it's... And Embiid doesn't have to do shit for it. The dude doesn't play half the games, and his team beats teams like the Memphis Grizzlies without him even playing on the floor, and fucking beats them.
In overtime, too.
There's a clear front runner for MVP. I don't know what the odds are on him for the MVP, but I'm going to take it. I guarantee it.
Yeah. No, I obviously meant that in jest. Joel Embiid is not the best player in the game. I understand that, but getting the notifications, especially when you start going after Sixers fan, that's fun for me. It makes for an entertaining.
I don't have Twitter notification anymore because our Twitter's been blowing up recently. Shout out our
@FUTV
on Twitter. So I don't have notifications on anymore. So I had to keep checking it back and forth. But man, some people are just idiotic. The notion that he doesn't play defense anymore. 3 game-winning blocks this year.
Oh, you're telling me that I can trust a list with Steph Curry as the 5th best defender in the league?
He doesn't play defense. Well, bring your stats. I'm giving you stat after stat after stat. Oh, well, Joel Embiid is putting up numbers Wilt Chamberlain did. Nikola Jokic is putting up numbers Wilt Chamberlain did, and no one else in NBA history has done.
Yeah.
Nikola Jokic is the league. He is doubling the total amount of double-doubles / triple-doubles in the league right now over everyone else in the league. It is outlandish what this team is doing, what he's been doing night in and night out, and I'm just blessed to say that I get to watch him every other day.
All right, I'll let you continue on. Play of the week. What do you got?
It's Shooter. I didn't have a whole lot. It's Shooter because did you know that Shooter McPherson right now has the most points scored in an NFL playoff? Not history, or maybe it's history. NFL playoff history, going up to a Super Bowl. Only player in NFL history to get to 40 points. He's at 40. And I listen to Pat McAfee show every single week. But he was on the show last week and was saying, because he asked him about the ball Pat McAfee has on his stand, and that Vinatieri ball has all his records. One of the records on there is the most amount of field goals in one postseason, which I think is 12. And I think he's at 9 right now.
Yep.
So he's got a shot. He's got a shot. And honestly, I would love to see it. I mean, if he gets a lot of field goals, then that kind of be a boring game, but I wouldn't mind it.
He's had a lot of field goals so far, and I wouldn't say any of the Bengals playoff games have been boring.
No, that's true. That's true. Very true.
Shooter is I didn't like drafting a kicker, but
now you do.
It's a hell of an insurance policy when you do draft a kicker because I don't got to worry. It's kind of like when the Ravens have Justin Tucker. It's like, oh, great.
It's nice. It's super nice. You
don't ever have to worry about the AFC Championship today.
You don't have to ever worry about that. It's that thing you're like, oh, Shooter.
People won't even ice him anymore. People don't even try to ice him.
I was like, all right, Shooter, come on in. All right, boys, pack your stuff up. We're going home. We're going to the Super Bowl. Come on now.
You guys
I don't even have to see the ball go through the uprights.
You guys sure you want to rush this, or you want to just shake hands now? I mean, we could just put the points on the board. My play of the week, Eli Apple stopping Tyreek Hill on the 5-yard line to hold that 11-point lead before halftime. We both mentioned it. That was one of the initial turning point of the game, and it's really what
turning point of the game.
There's a couple of third down scrambles that Burrow had in the fourth quarter where I think you got to put some really big importance on those. But if they score any kind of points there, the Chiefs have the momentum going into halftime. They have the confidence coming out of it. They get the ball back to begin with. And who knows what happens, but the Bengals weathered the storm. They did what they needed to do. Eli Apple, with as much shit as he's talking on Twitter, which I love because all of these guys on the Bengals, other than like 3 or 4, were discarded from their fan bases and told that they could never play football again. And I just love that they could look at everybody else in the eye and go, hey, I'm in the fucking Super Bowl, so I don't care.
Yeah, I just don't like Eli Apple. He just gotta... All I'm saying is when you face Cooper Kupp, if you face... I won't say OBJ, but if you face Cooper Kupp one-on-one, you better pray for that man.
Oh, I don't think anybody got We don't have anybody who can cover Cooper Kupp one-on-one. I'm not saying that.
Jesse Bates is going to be helping over the top like a motherfucker.
Jesse Bates is playing like a fucking man. He's responsible alone.
You better sign him. That's all I'm going to say. You better sign him.
You're preaching to the choir.
You don't sign him. That's the biggest mistake.
You are preaching to the choir. Honorable mention, B.J. Hill's interception of Mahomes because...
thick boy interception. I always love that.
Always love the thick boy interceptions. And we traded our first-round pick from 2 years ago, Billy Price, for B.J. Hill. And that worked out perfectly. Yeah. Perfectly.
That's all. Yeah, we're just going to leave it at that.
All right. That's going to bring us to the end of this episode of the Far End of the Bench podcast, episode 76 with Jimmy Pilato and Nico Bryant. Like Nico said, our social media has been blowing up, our Twitter and our Instagram, at FEOTBpod, TikTok as well. I've been posting a lot of videos, especially the reactions and stuff on TikTok, so follow at FEOTBpod. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Far End of the Bench. The Far End of the Bench on YouTube. Subscribe, ring the notification bell, leave a like, a comment, all that good stuff. We will go back and forth with everybody. Bring your stats, like Nico was just saying. Bring your stats so that we know you know what you're talking about. But we love debating everybody so far. And we love all the bench warmers who listen, watch every week. Be sure to tell your friends. New episodes every single Wednesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. We also, like we keep saying, we got a lot of things behind the scenes working, and hopefully we're going to start being able to share those with you. But so far, we're enjoying the playoff run. It's been wild to have a team in it this far. First time in podcast history, and man, Nico, 76 episodes down so far.
We finally have a team that's in a big game. I mean, we've had teams in the playoffs, obviously, but not in the game.
Oh, this is all gravy. I'm going to be a nightmare during the NHL playoffs, especially if the Avalanche keep this up. But so far, I'm enjoying life. I'm just living the high life.
Before we end, I do want to know this question: what would you rather have, Bengals or Avs championship?
Bengals.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's honestly fair.
I don't
hate you for that.
No, I know.
That's honestly fair because the amount of turmoil that you fucking been through with that shit organization.
You've been around everybody who's given me all kinds of shit.
The Avs have had some success. I just thought about the question, so I had to throw that out there. And I don't.
It's like asking me to pick between kids. I like both, but
when the Bengals lose, and you'll be saying, I always wanted the Avs to win. There's always Avs for everyone.
No. The amount of investment that I've put into the Bengals and explaining to everybody why I'm a Bengals fan for all of these years, a Bengals Super Bowl would be the vindication that I need for all of that kind of stuff. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your sports week, everybody. Be sure to listen to Bulla's picks. We'll be back next week with a full preview for the Super Bowl, but so far, hopefully you guys enjoyed the Conference Championship Sunday recap. Episode 76 of the Far End of the Bench podcast. For myself, Jimmy Pilato, my co-host Nico Bryant, Bola giving us his picks, Bree behind the camera. Everybody, be sure to tune in next week. We will see you guys down the road.
Peace!